Alright, we are in our final match. And this hand's a little slow in the sense that it doesn't have anything to do on turn 1 or turn 2. But 2 Nissa's Pilgrimage and a Shrine of Forsaken Gods means that we can potentially catch up from, you know, being a little on the behind side. If we're up against a deck like Band Company, we might actually be in great shape with this hand. Because they don't usually come out too quickly. Let's see if he has a 2-drop. Black-blue. Well, this is actually not what we want. It's going to allow our opponent to basically dig to his meaningful interaction, like Transgress the Mind. Potentially blow our opponent, or blow our hand apart. Ugh! Not cool. Not cool, Soul Spectrum. Not cool. Can't we just have a fair fight where we both cast our spells? Come on. Coffee's so good. Every once in a while, I take a break from drinking coffee. Just give my body a little bit of time to detox. And when I start drinking again, it's just like, LOL, this is the greatest thing in the world. Man, I wish this was just a res. Wow, and he goes after a Nissa's Pilgrimage. Huh. I wonder if he has actual counter spells in his deck. Like potentially counter Dragonlord Atarka. Dragonlord Atarka is such a cool spell. So it's kind of an interesting decision point. I could be a little greedy and play Grapple with the Pass this turn to try to make it so that when I cast this Pilgrimage it has Delirium. But if my opponent has a fetch land, he could potentially flip his Jace, or just anything that goes to his graveyard. So I'm gonna do the Rampant while the Rampant's good. And I mean, we have enough lands to just naturally hit our land drops anyway, so casting Nissa's Pilgrimage with Spell Mastery isn't going to make that big of a difference in our draw. The nice thing is that we're still at 20 life, and our opponent probably has a ton of Grasp of Darkness type cards. It's really fortunate for our opponent that he just had Jace's Friend's Prodigy. So the only thing we can really traverse for here is just a land. So I'm inclined not to do it. Maybe if we get really lucky, we could grapple into Delirium for our traverse. See how lucky we can be. And that's Delirium. We could probably do without the forest since we already have a bunch of those in our hand. So I think I'm actually just going to not get anything back. Getting back Ishkanah would be kind of good, but Ishkanah without Delirium would not be very good. So I think we're just going to say no. And then I'm going to cast this with Delirium. So what do I want to get? I think I want to get Nissa. I'm going to have access. I'm going to play a land, so I'll have 3, 4, 5 mana. 6 on the following turn. I think maybe I should get Ulvenwald Hydra. It's kind of an interesting question whether Ulvenwald Hydra is better than Nissa. I think it's actually close. My opponent's going to have cards like Ultimate Price and Ruinous Path that are kind of like clogged in his hand. Sorry about that. But those will all be good against Nissa also. So I think Ulvenwald Hydra, at least it doesn't die to Grasp of Darkness, whereas Nissa does. And Ulvenwald Hydra can get like another Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. I think I want to get Ulvenwald Hydra. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play Roland this turn 5. This turn 6. I mean, I could also get just Emrakul, but I'm a little farther away from hitting that. So I think Ulvenwald Hydra is what I get. It's kind of an interesting decision. Like the Nissa might end up being slightly better card advantage if I like play her. Like I play her, I get a basic forest that I can play. I can flip her, and if my opponent doesn't have instant speed or removal, I could minus it to make a token, which maybe is like an extra card that's more relevant than a land, which is what Ulvenwald Hydra gets. So, I don't know. There's also the fact that I could have also just not cast Traverse because my opponent gets to flashback Transgress this turn. And that way I could play Nissa next turn with the Traverse and not have it in my hand to get taken by the Transgress. So if my opponent decides to flashback Transgress, then I feel like he's going to get the Dragonlord Atarka. Because it's probably a lot easier for him to deal with the Ulvenwald Hydra, and the Atarka could come down and actually kill his Jace, which would be a little annoying, I would assume. But kind of an interesting game. We had some interesting decisions here, like choosing to get nothing off the Grapple to pass when we could have gotten Ishkanah or Forest. It's kind of like an interesting decision point. And then deciding whether or not to cast Traverse on my turn is kind of an interesting decision point. And what to get with that Traverse is kind of interesting too. Wow, and another Traverse here is actually great. Because this means even if my opponent takes my Dragonlord Atarka, I'm going to be able to Traverse for another one and kill his Jace. So that was actually a really good top deck. I can also potentially get Emrakul. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 4 cards types in my graveyard. 13, so wait. So I can actually play a land, cast Traverse, play Emrakul on the same turn. Nice Sunken Hollow. Love how they expect a lot of the expeditions are cheaper online than they are in real life, or cheaper than the regular Sunken Hollows, as opposed to in real life. It's like far the opposite. So I'm pretty sure Traverse for Emrakul is better than Traverse for Atarka. Like if I Traverse for Atarka, I kill a Spider and Jace. But considering there's a Grasp of Darkness in the graveyard, I'm sure I could do some good work with Emrakul. Knock the Jace down to 1. Maybe Grasp of Darkness, the Hissing Quagmire, have a Ishkanah and a Spider Suicide into my Ulvenwald Hydra and other thing. Oh, so this is interesting. So this seems like my opponent has another Grasp of Darkness. So I will not block. Do I care about 3 damage? Nuh-uh. Don't care. And if my opponent has like a Clash of Wills, it'll obviously be annoying, but it won't be enough. And we did it! Now, if my opponent has a Grasp of Darkness, you should probably just fire it off right now, end of turn. Just so it gets used not on his creature. There's also a chance he just concedes here. So, not out of the question. Show me the grasp. Come on, you know you have to do it. Yeah, that's right. Do you have another? Alright. Ooh, Dragonlord Silumgar. Is that a May? So, I think I want to play Dragonlord Silumgar and gain control of his own creature. I really want to kill this Hissing Quagmire. Really want to like minus the J's, targeting Grasp of Darkness, activate Quagmire, kill it. But I think it's just like way too dangerous to allow my opponent to potentially play Dragonlord Silumgar and take my Emrakul. So I just can't let him make that play. I do get to make him kill his own Jace. Which is kind of nice. I think does have Death Touch, which is pretty annoying. My opponent doesn't have Delirium yet, but that Grapple with past, things may change. This game's not over, that's for sure. If I could find another Atarka, that would be really good. Certainly on my way. I think probably what I'll do on my turn is attack with the Ulvenwald Hydra, but not attack with the Emrakul. I would rather not trade the Emrakul if I don't need to. My opponent will probably just chump block the Ulvenwald Hydra. And if I can find an Atarka, then I can just kill the Dragonlord. So it looks like so this is actually kind of nice. So my opponent activates the Hissing Quagmire. He can't activate the Hissing Quagmire. I wonder if I should fire off this Kozilek's Return right now. It's like kind of good. Kind of makes it so that my opponent needs to block. Hmm. Oh, I can't actually attack. Because if I attack, my opponent blocks the Dragonlord Silumgar. He can just get it back. Really don't want him to get it back. So I think we just do nothing here. Try to kill them all in one big hit. And actually, with the Kozilek's return, I can almost do some big things. Tendent Ulvenwald Hydra is no joke. Kozilek's return. I mean, my opponent only has one Jace in his deck maximum, or one Jace left, I should say. But Kozilek's return's kind of nice security against that. So 3 card types, 6 lands. You might get another Dragonlord Silumgar if he has access to one. Ulvenwald Hydra is almost big enough to just block an Emrakul, which is pretty crazy. What am I going to get here? Just a swamp? What if he's building up to Emrakul mana? Man, I wish I would draw something besides lands. Still can't really do anything. The grapple with the past in my opponent's hands is a huge problem. So I kind of want this in my graveyard anyway. This may not be a bad time to just fire it off. Deny my opponent a land. Lands are pretty important. And if my opponent wants to, like, kill his Dragonlord now, then I'll just kill him. So he can't, like, use this opportunity to cash in a Grasp of Darkness. So... Man, this is getting, like, really annoying. I've drawn, like, 4 or 5 straight lands. This could be good. I guess I'll just get a Hedron Archive so I can get some redraws. Four, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess I'll crack it now. I might get like more cantrippy type stuff, like Grapple with the Pasts. And more cantrippy stuff. This time I'll just save it. My opponent has an Emrakul. He has enough mana to cast it. Doesn't really seem like an Emrakul deck, but come on, give me an Atarka. Oh my god. It's crazy. Come on, Atarka. There we go. There she blows. Yep. So hopefully we can kill our opponent here. So our opponent is going to be able to get this Dragonlord back. So I don't really want to trade my Ulvenwald Hydra for a Hissing Quagmire. And when he gets it back, he's going to have to tap fairly low, and he's going to get a tapped Emrakul. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he will need a land drop to be able to block the Ulvenwald Hydra. And he will be forced to have his Dragonlord block my Dragonlord. So I think this is a win. Pretty sure. If I'd done this earlier, like if I'd attacked with both, he could just block my Emrakul, and then they would trade, and then he'd grapple to pass back his thing and take my Ulvenwald Hydra, and that would have been bad. So that's why we had to wait so long. So now we're going to be fighting through a lot of discard, which is going to be really annoying. I don't think we need the Kozilek's returns. There are those Dragonlords, but I think we just want to fight them with our own Ulamog and our own Dragonlords. These guys seem good. Ishkanah is more of a defensive card. Nissa is good. Tracker's good. And Shaman of Forgotten Ways is good. So now our deck is just a bit more streamlined, and we have a little bit more fat, a little bit more card advantage. And we basically have no reactive elements, but we don't really want our opponent's the reactive deck, not us. So, and our Dragonlord Atarka's World Breakers, Ulamogs, Emrakuls give us some ways to fight stuff. All right, so our hand is kind of bad, but good enough. It's kind of bad. It's pretty bad against turn 1 duress. Or turn 2 duress, I guess. But it has the potential to be great. So if our opponent casts Transgress the Mind, we're going to be fine. If our opponent casts Duress, it could be bad. And Jace. Well, Jace isn't very good for us, but... So if we can naturally hit a land drop here. We had a hand like this earlier, I think in round 1. Game 2, where we had a 1-land hand that had Traverse the Ulvenwald and Vessel of Nascency. And I feel like here our opponent is definitely going to take our Nissa's Pilgrimage. It's 100%. Hundo percento. Jace is really annoying. Maybe we should have the Firing Impulses just to tag the Jaces. Don't really want to like play the tit for tat battle. But turn 2 Jace is just so good. It's like not particularly frequent. So I don't really want to sideboard in a way just for one card. So like opponent might not even draw it. When they do draw it, maybe like too late. So like a turn 5 or 6 Jace is like not particularly scary. Turn 2 Jace is like really annoying. So it just means that our opponent's draw is always going to be good. Yeah, this is Pilgrimage, go figure. If we can hit our land drops, we've got a lot of power. But this is Pilgrimage was like one of our best cards to ensure that happens. A little unfortunate we didn't get there. Can we get a land now? Got a mountain. And I really want to hit my land drops. Really, really, really want to hit my land drops. Kind of not sure if I want to play Tireless Tracker or Grapple with the pass this turn. If I hit a land, I'm also not sure if I want to play Tireless Tracker land or Gather the Pack, land, Grapple with the past. I think if I draw a land, I should probably go Tireless Tracker land because I'm getting a clue out of the deal and I am like I'm still hitting my land drop for that turn. And on the subsequent turn, I'll like definitely be able to hit my land drop with Grapple and Gather the Pack. So, oh, I hate you so much. So I think my opponent's going to take Grapple with the past, and then I might have a hard time hitting a land drop. It's getting dangerous. And this is Pilgrimage off the top would be stellar. Holy cow, would that be good? That is not it. So I think we just cast this. Probably has some random removal spell. But, you know, what else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? To the slaughter? Look. Well, that works. And now our opponent can kind of like pick apart our hand at his leisure. Still feel like with Nissa's Pilgrimage, we're kind of like right back in the game. We're still at 20 life. Our opponent doesn't have any pressure, but this Jace is kind of generating a lot of value, so that's scary. But generally speaking, I think these controls are kind of a good matchup. I don't think they're kind of a good matchup. I think they just are a good matchup. But we really need some mana. Nissa Vastwood Seer would also be a nice top deck. Would you another one of those? Or excuse me, sideboarded in another one of those. Well, can we hit a land drop? And we did. And I would really like to take the Hedron Archive. But I'm just going to take this forest. And this will actually be a little on the hard side. Because even though like cards like Dragonlord Atarka, Ulamog, and Emrakul are quite good, and we're actually almost to Emrakul mana, which is crazy. My opponent's just generating a lot of card advantage, and like Ulamog may be a 3-for-1, but my opponent's generating so much card advantage that he can actually just slog through that. I think that I want to do this. Maybe I hit like a Nissa. When I did. That's cool. My opponent's probably just going to kill with Ob Nixilis, but you know, at least we got it. And it is a land drop. And now with 5 lands in play and another in our hand and 6 card types in our graveyard, we actually only need 1 more land to cast Emrakul and could potentially turn this game around. So we'll see. 7 mana Emrakul's pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Now between plussing Ob Nixilis, our opponent may be able to find another Transgress the Mind. Also minus Jace to flashback Traverse the Ulvenwald and get back a refined Dragonlord Cylinder. Should also be kind of, oh no, not that. Well, there goes our Emrakuls. So there goes our Emrakuls and potentially something else. Because there's a good chance, our opponent can probably has the luxury to plus Jace this turn, and then minus Infinite Obliteration again the next turn, so that he doesn't have to, like, he could do it this turn, but since we only have 5 mana in play, he doesn't really need to worry about us doing anything too crazy right away. So now this game's looking pretty bad. Still play it out, like play for at least a couple more turns, because there are things that could go well for us. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. But it's looking grim. I do get a clue. It's kind of cool, I guess. Something. And with another land drop, we can flip our Nissa and play Dragonlord Atarka, but I feel like there's a good chance our opponent minuses his Ob Nixilis to kill our Nissa, and minuses Jace to infinitely obliterate our Atarkas. And it'll still have like a Hissing Quagmire on defense to block our tracker. Excuse me. This would be rough. Whoa, he just targeted Ruinous Path. Well, that was a mistake. Oh, and we drew a land. Dude, huge turnaround from a misclick on our opponent's part. Oh my dear lord. Praise Atarka. Oh my god. Well, that's insane. Jeez. I've made some pretty bad misclicks, in these games. So I can sympathize with my opponent. But yeah, that is a rough one. Jeez. I mean, he can get his Jace back. Ooh, he's got an Emrakul. And he can cast it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He needs a land drop to cast Emrakul. Oh, and he doesn't have the land drop. So if I could draw a Shrine of the Forsaken Gods, I could cast Ulamog. And that would be insane. Oh, there's also World Breaker. Well, I need 10 mana for that also. Oh man, we're so close to doing so many things. So I've got this World Breaker. I can't cast it. I need 10 mana. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, I only have 7 mana, so I couldn't even cast Ulamog. I guess I'll start by cracking a clue. Can I sacrifice any land? Oh yeah, I can sacrifice this Drownyard Temple. Well, that's gas. It's probably what we want to do. So I was in this situation before where I don't actually want to have enough mana for my opponent to cast Ulamog. So 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like if I didn't have to worry about Emrakul, I could play Hedron Archive and just crack the clue. Tell myself to play Ulamog on the following turn, but that's not really going to work with that Emrakul in my opponent's hand. So what do I want to do here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Worldbreaker doesn't really do a whole lot once my opponent's Emrakul is already in play. So I think I just want to play the Hedron Archive and crack it. Alright. Okay then. 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I do want my land drops. If I got 22 cards in my deck, 2 of them are the land I don't want him to draw. Like 1 out of 11. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this. It's like too hard for me to actually deal with Emrakul otherwise. Oh, actually, I really should have gotten the World Breaker back because I think my opponent can just do this multiple times and like sacrifice 2 lands. Ooh, that's bad. So yeah, I should have done that instead of cracking the clue. So that's really annoying. Hopefully my opponent doesn't notice the World Breaker in my graveyard and just like attacks with the Atarka and says go. And then my goal is to play the forest, hit another land drop before Emrakul kills me, and cast Ulamog. Nice. And I have the land. That's good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if my opponent can't deploy any more pressure, I might be able to win. Does that even do anything? Guess it draws him the best card out of the top 3. Guess that's like fine. If he has like a summary dismissal or transgress the mind, it's really bad. Alright, I can handle that. That'll take 6. Ooh, and the Traverse is actually amazing too. Wow, what a game. What a game! This is one for the ages. And I can block the Hissing Quagmire. I mean, I can block the Lumbering Falls. I can't really block the Hissing Quagmire. And even if he deals with the Ulamog, I've got this Traverse. And how is he going to deal with the Ulamog? Like if he has like a Dragonlord Silumgar, I can Traverse for Atarka. Nope, both my Atarkas are in my graveyard. Right. Oh, and I don't have any Emrakuls left. My opponent has Dragonlord Silumgar here. It's actually pretty bad for me. Oh, this is close. Alright, well, what do I have left in my deck? Dude, another negate? Unreal. Dude, I'm dead on board. Oh, wait, no, I have the World Breaker. I have the World Breaker. Oh, man, what a crazy game. Four, 5, 6, 7. Man, saved by the World Breaker. Dude, this game is crazy. So if my opponent has a way to kill the World Breaker, I'll go to 1. He's got like stuff like Ruinous Path in his deck. I feel like I kind of need to go for it. Oh man, this is tough. So if I play defense, I lose to a Ruinous Path. But if he has something like To the Slaughter... oh, I also lose to Obnixilis. Which probably got another one of those. He's got 2 cards in hand, and he's got 2 redraws. I don't think things are gonna really get better for me with I can actually just attack Nissa. No. I'll attack him. Yeah, I mean he has to block with the Shaya, so this attack's free. I was thinking add more life. But even if he did have more life, things aren't going to get better for me by, like with each draw step, whereas he's drawing 2 cards a turn. And I like actually don't have that much left in my deck. I have like another World Breaker and like an Ulvenwald Hydra. Man, what a crazy game. I thought I was like out of it for a while. Oh! So what's this do? So he takes that, and then I just attack him with the World Breaker, and he has to block. And he buys himself a turn. And I can replay my World Breaker. Oh no, he like actually doesn't have to block. Oh, he can actually just kill me. Oh my god. I'm dead. No, I don't want to die. Shoot. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. I don't know if he blocks. I'm not dead, but he just doesn't block. Oh no, I'm dead and there's no more time on the clock. Oh my god. Alright, so we're back in it and we have no time really to do anything. Games like this are always like weird because like all that really matters is like timing your opponent out. And this is Moto. This is the wonderful world of Moto. And we'll see what we can do. Oh no! Our guy. As soon as I hit 7 lands, I'm going to be rocking and rolling. If I have any spells left. One more land and we can cast the Atarka. It's like not even worth it to play that, but whatever. So if we can draw a land here, that'd be great. If our opponent ultimates Liliana, it's going to be bad. Almost. So our opponent's going to have an ulted Lily, which is going to be really annoying. Come on, give me a land. And I guess I will pull... No, minus. So we're going to be able to play Atarka next turn, which is nice. Our Nissa is probably going to die fairly quickly, but not right away. Ooh, Greenwarden is actually kind of nice. So I don't really care about our Nissa dying. This makes it so our Dragonlord Atarka is just a 2-turn clock. That's actually really annoying. I was going to say that with like Nissa's Pilgrimage, we'll be able to hit Emrakul, potentially by the... Ooh, well, maybe we'll be able to hit Emrakul before this game's over. That'd certainly be nice. So it doesn't seem like my opponent has Ruinous Path. Kind of a big deal. Wow, Grapple with the Past is actually amazing. So since I can do both, might as well. Let's see what he got. So without a way to kill all these zombies, they're actually kind of a problem. And I'm hoping that my opponent's just dead to this Dragonlord Atarka. If he's not, we're going to be in trouble. Ruinous Path. Obnixilis. Oh! Wow. Well. What could we even do from here? He's got all these zombies and we don't have a sweeper. Oh man. It's kind of a problem. Facing it like an emblem really is not the plan. Ulvenwald Hydra doesn't do anything. Can almost cast Ulvenwald Hydra also this turn. It's pretty crazy. Oh! Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for all these guys, all these zombies, we would be fine. But unfortunately, he's got all these guys. And we're dead, unfortunately. "26 zombies. No big deal. And we are dead. Oh well. Pretty sick final game, though. And look forward to you guys joining me for the next time I have an episode.